Hello guys, welcome back. So in this tutorial we are going to complete the notification fragment where we will basically display the notification, that is when someone follow you, when some new person follow you, or when someone comment on your picture, or when someone like your post. So we will be displaying all these. First we will store it to the database, and then we will retrieve and display that notifications here on the notifications fragment, just like you guys see in Instagram. So for that, what we're gonna do is, first of all, come here and let's just create a layout. Right click on layout, new layout resource file. First we have to create item layout for a notification, so we can give it name as a notifications item layout, and it will be a relative layout. Remove this, click OK. So our layout has been created successfully. Come here to the text, and what we need to do is the layout width will be match parent, and the layout height, make sure to change this to wrap content. And margin, let's give some margin from all the sides to 6 dp. And now next thing is to display the image of user, so circular image view 60 dp, 60 dp. Let's give some ID to this, so we can give ID to it as notification profile image. And then the next thing is to add some resource to it, which will be our profile, this thing. And yeah, that's it. Now the next thing is to add a linear layout where we will display the text for our, that is when someone comment, and also the username, etc. So for that we use a linear layout. Inside that we will add our the controllers, the text views. So anyways, let's just complete this. Make sure to close this, and then first of all, margin start 5 dp. Orientation for this will be vertical, center vertical to true, and we have to move this to end of this profile, so we can say to end of ID, pass this ID to it. Here you can see it. Now the next thing is to add quickly text view inside our this linear layout. So the first one is for text wrap content. Let's give ID to this. It will be for displaying username, so let's give it ID as username notification, username notification. Okay, and then the next one is, okay, let's just make the text style for this to bold, and the text color will be color primary. Sorry. Now let's just copy paste this text view, paste this here, and here we will display, let's give it ID as comment notification. So yeah, and one thing is to display here the picture in case if a user like your picture or comment on your picture, so you must know that on which picture basically someone comment or like, so that you want to see that. So after this linear layout, we are going to use an image view. It will be 60 dp, 60 dp, and ID for this will be notification post image. And what we must do for this is to align parent and to true. Here you can see it. This is the picture, and we must move over this linear layout to the start of this thing. Okay, so for that, come here to linear layout, and what we're gonna do is here we can say that to start off id and pass this id, which is notification post image, just like this. Here you can see it. So yeah, that's it. Now what we're gonna do is to create our sorry come here and to create our model class for the notification. Where basically we will create the getter and setter. So Kotlin file, this is our class, and the name of this will be notification. Click OK, and now here we are going to create some variables. So the first one is our user ID, and by the way, we will store data in our database by the same name, okay, which is user ID. And sorry, I forgot to write it is Kotlin. Okay, so private var string, it is not Java, and it will be of a string data type, so we have to give variable name to it. So the name will be user ID, and let's initialize this with a null. Then we paste this thing 3 times further. So the next thing is private var for displaying the text. So give it text. Please make sure to use the same names, okay? Do not use any other variable name. Otherwise you will get confused. I mean, I will be using some other variable and you will be using some other, so maybe you will get some errors. And this will be a boolean, so we can initialize this with false. Now let's create our default constructor. Generate constructor, okay, and then a constructor with parameters. Select all of these, click OK, just like this. And now we have to set the getter and setter for each of these variable. So what I'm going to do is here I can just pass this, and let's just change this. So we have user ID, so let's give it name as a user ID, okay. And then we have the get user ID, so we can give it name as a get user ID, and the variable name is user ID, and also it will return the user ID. By the way, sorry, it is, let's give this name to it quickly, get user ID, and it will return the user ID. And then we have another variable which is get text, I mean in this, which is the for getting the text, okay. So it will return the variable name text, and then we have two other variable. Let's also just set the getters for it. It is by name post id and is post, so we can say get post id, and it will return the post id, user id, text, post id, and the last one is boolean. So for that we can use them as is post colon, make sure to change this to boolean, and it will return the is post boolean type variable, okay. Now let's just set the setter for all of these. So for that we can say set user id, it is of string data type, sorry for that. You can say this dot user id equals to user, and then for the remaining ones 3 times copy paste this. And now let's just change this to set user id. The second one is set text, pass the text to it, okay, and then this dot text equals to text. Then we have the set post id, and the variable name is post id. Pass the post id here, and then the last one finally, which is our boolean for this post. So set is post boolean, and this the is post. So that's it. This is all about our. Make sure to check this one time, okay. Post id is post text user id, okay. So yeah, that's it. This is our model class. Now let's just create an adapter for our notifications. So for that, let's just right click on the adapter, Kotlin file, class, and the name file will be notification adapter. Click OK, and now here it will receive two parameters, just like we did for the displaying the comments etc. in the post. The first one it need will be the context, that is, you give it name and then context, and it will be of type context. And then the second parameter it needs will be the list, in which basically we will pass the list of notifications to it. So let's give it name as m notification member notification. Recycler view dot adapter notification adapter dot view holder. Now here we will create a view holder in which we will basically access our this notification item layout. So let's just create that inner class. Now for the time saving, what I'm going to do is let's just go to the commits adapter. For here, from here we are going to copy this inner class. Now this is totally different. We are just doing it for the time saving, and we will change it according to our need for our notification. So first of all, this is our inner class view holder, recycler view holder item view. So we have an image view for displaying the post image, and it is of type image view. Then second, we have a circular image view for displaying the profile image. Let's give it name as profile image. And then we have a text view for displaying the username, and then the comment. Let's give it name as text, okay. And now let's just copy this. Okay, so first of all we have a post image, then we have a profile image, and then we have username, and then text. Make sure to remove the IDs for this. Come back here. Now here we have for the profile image we have ID this one, so make sure to give it its proper IDs. And then for the post image we have this ID, post image. And for the username we have username notification, and then the last one is the comment notification. So that's it. Now the next thing is we forgot to add the type of our this is our list, as I told you. It will receive this as a, I mean this parameter is of type list, so and it will be basically take the notification model class, which is this one. Okay, now some people get error, I mean make sure to select this one. I already told you guys, which is com example Instagram clone app dot model. Okay, hope you see that. Make sure to add that one. And now let's just move this to the next line. Okay, so let's create the required function that it needs. So you can just simply click here and you will see this red bull. Just click here, implement members, and then select all of these, which is on create view, get item, and on bind, and then click OK. And all these members are created successfully. These built-in functions, you can say, are built-in methods. Okay, so let's just remove the comments first. Okay, let's move these to the top above this. Okay, and first of all, as you know that here in our own create we have to connect our this notification item layout. Now for that, what I'm going to do is, instead of writing this all, you can just copy this, come back and paste this here. Now we will change it according to that. So anyways, we can say mcontext from mcontext inflat, and the name of our that layout is notification item layout. Okay, and yeah, everything is okay. And now the second thing is here you can say notification dot size. It will return our size of the array list, I mean how much item it contains. Now first, I mean this is the, here it is displaying error. Okay, just click here, okay, and change to constructor notation. Okay, sorry, we forgot to add these two braces, which are our round brackets. So make sure to add these round brackets at the end. Now before we proceed and retrieve the data, first we have to add that notification to the database. Okay, so for that, what we're gonna do is we need to go to our, let's just close this, we need to go to our comments activity first. And on our comments activity, when we say let's create a function here, and we can give it name as add notification. Well, and let's, this is our post reference. Instead of writing it, I am just going to copy this thing. So Firebase database get instance, and we have to make a reference to our post node, and we have to pass the publisher ID here, and it must not be null. I mean add these notations, unnecessary non-nullization. Now let's create a hash map. So well, notification map, let's give it this shorter name, hash map. This hash map will be of type string, comma any. Notification map, the first thing that we will save is the user ID. Now make sure to use the same IDs, okay, because we have already used that in our model class notification. Okay, I already told you guys to use the same IDs so that you cannot confused. So anyways, Firebase use dot uid. The second one will be the text. Let's just copy this. Okay, so we have another one child that we are storing through database, and it will be commented, add a concatenation sign, this plus, and then we have to get the comment from our edit text field. What is the name of it? We have to check this. Let's just check this quickly. Comment activity comments, and here this, the ID, this is add comment. Okay, so let's just copy this ID, come here, and we can now just get the text from this array, text.toString. Then we have to save the post ID, and it is stored inside the variable post ID. And then the last one is the boolean is post. True. Now we have to call over this add notification method inside when we add the comment here. Here you can see above this we can just call that method, which is our add notification. So every time when someone comment on your picture, it will add the notification in the database. Now let's just go to let's just do it for the likes also. So go to the post adapter, come down to the bottom, and what we're going to do is come here to the notification adapter again, and let's just, sorry, where it is, this one, comments activity. Come back to the comments activity and just copy this same method, which is add notification, and come back to the post adapter. Okay, on our post adapter we have to paste this function, and let's just change this. And by the way, I think we have not changed our reference. Sorry, I mean we are not adding this information which is for adding the notification to the post node. Sorry for that. I mean we got a mistake there. Okay, this is our notification reference, and we have not even added that to the database. And the name of this will be, let's create a separate parent node for all the notifications. Okay, I'm really sorry for that. So it will be by the name notifications. So notification reference, and under the notifications, I mean there will be each user. For each user we have to save their own their notification. So we have to pass the same ID, I mean which is the publisher ID, here on our comments activity. And now we are going to add this whole hash map to the database under this reference, which is notification and that specific person. Okay, so we can just say that notification reference dot push. Now this dot push will create a unique key for each notification. Okay, dot set value and pass the notification map to it. That's it. Now once it is done, you can just copy this function. Now this is okay. And now come back to the post adapter and remove the function that we earlier pasted, okay, and replace it with this one. So add notification, and here notification reference here we have to pass the user Firebase user dot uid, and string any, and we are storing the user ID. The text for this will be different. Remove this and it will be, use the same text, okay, please, because we will add conditions on that same text, I mean that we are writing here, okay, for retrieving it. So like your post, so please use the same things. And for the post ID, okay, we have to pass two parameters to this function on our post adapter. So first one we will have is the user ID. It will be of string type, obviously. And then the next one is our post ID, on which the user will comment, basically like the post, okay, and it will be of type string. And replace this, remove this also, and pass the user ID to it. Same goes here. And post ID, okay, this will be the Firebase user.u. Change only this one to the user ID. You will understand it when we now call this function and pass these two parameters to it, okay. So Firebase user.u, like your post ID, and true. Now let's just call this function, which is add notification. Now let me tell you, This is the online user ID, okay? That is the person who is going to like someone post, okay? The same goes for the comment activity. When we say that here, that is the online person who is going to comment on my post, on my picture, okay? The online person who is going to like my post. So we have to save that person ID also to the database. On the basis of their unique ID, we will recognize that person. Now this user ID basically is the publisher ID, that is to whom that post belongs, on which this user is commenting now, or I mean this user is going to comment or like, okay? So this is now the publisher, and this is the online user basically who is going to comment on this person, this publisher person comment post, sorry, picture, okay? So let's just pass this, okay? Here when we say, when a user click on the like button, where it is, you will understand it now more easily. When it says that, when if the tag is like, and we are adding the like data to the database, now we have to call our function which is add notification, and first parameter it needs is the publisher, now to whom that picture belongs. So we have to pass that, and that is stored inside the post.get publisher. And then the second thing is the post ID. So post dot get post ID. Hope you understand the difference, okay? And now the last thing is when someone new person start following you. So in that case, what we will do. So we have to go to the user adapter. On our user adapter, let's go here and let's just copy this function which is add notification from the post adapter. Just copy it. Now close this comment activity and user adapter, okay? Here at the bottom you can just pass this, and it will receive only one parameter, which is string user ID, and notifications user ID firebase.uid start. We will give this as start started following you, and then the post ID for this will be null, and it will be, let's initialize this with a false, because this is not a post, okay? This is post is a boolean type variable, as you know that. And if it is the post, that is, let's say in case of likes and comment, the user like someone post, that is picture, and the user comment on someone post or picture. But in case of followings, there will be no post. So that is why we are storing, I mean we have to use this boolean type variable just to differentiate between the following and the picture, when someone like the picture or comment on the picture. Now let's just come here to the top, and when we say that holder dot follow button dot set one click list, and after, inside this if statement here, okay, inside this if statement here you can see it, we are going to call our function which is add notification, and it needs one parameter which is the user ID, user dot get uid. Now let's just quickly go to our notification fragment, also close the user adapter, and here we have our this recycle. And also let's just open the Kotlin file for our this fragment, notification fragment, and let's just quickly access our recycler view here. Let's give it name as well, view equals to this, and then let's just return this view. Now we can add our recycler view, which is of type recycler view. You know what I mean, let's come here to the search fragment. Instead of writing it, why not if we just copy it, copy this, close this, and now come back to the notification fragment and just paste that here. So recycler view, and the ID, make sure to change the ID for it, and the ID for our notification recycler view is this one. So paste that here. Now we need a list in which basically we can retrieve and save, in which we can save our all the notification from the database. So for that, here let's just create, initialize our list. We can give it name as notification list. It will be of type list, and pass the notification model class to it. Initialize this with a null, and also we have to create an instance of our notification adapter. Sorry, let's give it name from small English alphabet, and it is of type notification adapter. Initialize this with a null, and now come down here, and here we have to say that notification list is array list, and also we have to pass our this list and the context to the notification adapter. So for that we can say notification adapter equals to notification adapter, and as you know that needs two parameter. One is the context, the second one is the notification list as array list, notification model class, this one, okay, which is our model class. Sorry, here I just put two round brackets, okay, just this. And let's set it on our recycler view. So recycler view dot set adapter, dot adapter equals to notification adapter. And now we are going to create a functions in which we can retrieve, we have to fill our this notification list, from the data that we have in the database for all the notifications. So we have to read that. So we can create a function by the name read notifications. Let's just create this. And then in this function, let's just copy this reference. We are going to use it, okay. So notification reference notifications, and here we have to pass online user ID. So Firebase auth dot get instance dot reference. Sorry for getting the current user. We say dot current user dot UID, and once we get that, let's just add child event listener checked colon value event listener, make sure to put two curly brace, and in here we have two functions: on data change, remove the comment, and the second one is on cancel, remove the comment. Now why it is displaying this error? Sorry, my mistake. It is not child event, add value event listener, okay. And then here let's change the name of this to data snapshot, and if the data snapshot exists, then first we have to make sure to clear our this notification list. Come down here, we can say put these two round brackets and then pass that dot clear, and by using the for each loop we can say snap shot in data snapshot dot children snapshot dot get value notification class dot java notification as a list dot add notification. Collections dot reverse notification list, notification adapter dot notify data set changed. So that's it. Now we have to go back to our notification adapter and we have to display this data. Okay, so inside our own bind view holder. Now first of all, in order to get the user info, let's just go back to the user adapter, and I think here we have created a function to get the user info, not here. Come to the profile fragment. Okay, on the profile fragment we have created this function by the name user info. Just copy this whole function, come back to the notification adapter, and let's paste that function here at the bottom. And now we have to pass three things to it. One is the image view, the second is the username, which will be of type text view, and then the publisher ID, which will be of type string. So this function will receive three parameters on our notification adapter. Okay, image view and username text to publisher ID. So we create a reference which is up to the user's node, and here change this to the publisher ID, because for here we are retrieving the publisher info for the online user. That is, let's say I'm an online user, someone follow me, so I must see his profile picture, his name, and all the stuff, or her profile picture, her name. So if the data snapshot exists, we are okay. Because of get user.get image, we are adding the placeholder here, and we are want to display that in our image view, which is by the name image view. And for the name, we have removed this get full name and all these two things. Okay, we just need to display the so username that we are receiving here as a parameter, the text view. Okay, username dot text and user dot get username. So this is for the user info. Now we have to create another one. Close the profile fragment. Okay, this is our notification adapter. Okay, that we do the changes. One thing is to, in case of if someone like your post, like your picture, or comment on your picture, then we have to display the picture of that post also. I mean, okay, on which the comment or like has been, I mean, the event take place. So for that, I guess we have already write a function on our comments activity, which is to get the post info, get post image, which is this one. Okay, so just copy this same function, copy it, close this, and come back to the notification adapter, and here at the bottom we can just paste that function. Now we will change it according to our needs. So it will receive two parameters. One is the image view, which is of type image view, and the second one is the post ID. So post ID, and it will be of type string. Let's just change this name to make it different little bit. Okay, capital D, I give it the name. Okay, so that it must differentiate with the other name, just to make it different. Okay, so this is a parameter that this function is receiving. So we create a reference to the post node, and here we have to pass .child post .child post ID and remove this child from here. So post reference, we add a value and listener. If this exists, then we say picasso.get.load image. So it is. Let's just come here, and we have post your.get value, pass the post model class to it, and then post class.java. Okay, so Picasso post dot get post image dot placeholder, and then dot into our image view. So simple and so easy. Now let's just call our user get user info method here. Before that we can create instance. We can say notification equals to m notification position. Then you can call our method, which is the get, what is the name of it, get user info. Call this function, which is by the name user info. It needs parameter. So the first one is our holder dot profile image, comma, the second parameter is need is the username text view, so we can pass it, and then notification dot get user id. Now we have to quickly add some validations for the like. I mean, we have to differentiate between the like, comment, and the following. And as I told you, in case of like and comment, we have to display the picture also, the post image also. So for that, let's just quickly write here a validation which will check that if notification dot is post. If it is the post image, then we have to visible our post image view, which is by the name post image dot visibility, and the visibility for this will be visible, sorry, view dot visible. And if this is visible, then we have to display that picture also. And by the way, we are getting that inside our function, the function that we just created, which is by the name guest post image. So we have to display the post image on that also. So we can say holder dot post image, comma, notification dot get post id. These are the parameters that we are just passing to that function. Now inside the else statement, which means if this is not the, which means if is post is false, which means that if the notification is related to following, so in that case we are not going to display our post image view. So we will make this to gone. And for the, here we can, if notification dot get text. Now as I told you, on the basis of that text that we store in the database, which you will also remember now, which was the same thing. That's why I told you to use the same text, which is started following you. Okay, is for the following, in order to know about the following. So that is, here we will write the code for our displaying the notification for the started following you. So we can just say holder dot text dot text equals to, and you can just simply display this, which is to tell the user that this person start following you. And then for the other one, you can just say else if it is equals to liked your post. Sorry, it is also, I mean, we have to write this also here, and I have to verify this thing. Okay, come back to the post adapter, what we wrote here. It is, so this text must be same to that condition that we are sending to the database. So change this to liked your post. Okay, so here we say liked your post, liked your post. And then the other one is for the comment, so it is commented column. And if I show you, then it must, sorry, it is on the comments activity. If I show you, then this is, we are sending the text as commented. Okay, now we are going to add a string function here. Okay, because it will contain this commented text and also the text that the user will write. That is, let's say, hey, this is a beautiful picture or whatever it is. So instead of dot equals, we are using another string function which will check if the text, if this text contain this keyword, which is commented column. So for that we have a function by the name contains, this one. So if get text contains this keyword, which is commented, and this column, then we can say that holder dot text notification dot get text dot replace commented with a new value, and that is basically the same value but with one space, and then the rest of the thing will display basically the um, like the comment will be like this now, that is commented, and there will be some space, and let's say the user writing the text, that is, let's say, hey, this is a beautiful picture. So it will be stored in the database, and once we retrieve it, then it will replace that with like this style, okay, commented and then some space, and hey, this is a beautiful picture. Hope you understand this. When we run the application, you will further understand this more easily. Else holder dot text equals to notification dot get text. Now, in case of notification, if a user click on the post image view, then we must display the full image of that post. That is, we will send the user to the post details activity. And for the profile, if a user click on the user profile, then we will send the user to that user profile image. So for that, what we're gonna do is we have to write something. I mean, to share the preferences. So we can say that if, okay, first we have to set a click listener on the item view dot set on click listener if notification dot is post. So if it is the post image, if it contains the post image, then in that case we can say, well, we have to go to the post adapter, and here I guess we use that code. So instead of writing it, we will just go, not here, yeah, it is our, come here to the my images adapter, okay. On the my images adapter, if you scroll here, then inside our on bind view header, when user click on the post image, we are sending the user to the post detail fragment. Sorry, before I said post detail activity, but is post details fragment, okay. So I mean is to just copy this, well, editor dot apply, I mean all this shared preference code, just copy it from here. And now let's just come back to the notification adapter and just paste that here, okay. And editor dot put string post id by using the same id, okay. And notification dot get post id, get post id. Editor dot apply m context as fragment active, get support dot begin transaction post detail fragment dot commit. And we can, in case of the, if this is not the post image, then we will send the user to the profile fragment. So for the profile fragment, we have profile id, change this post detail fragment to the profile fragment. And I think on the profile fragment we have not yet, let me just check this. The profile fragment, we are receiving something or not. Yeah, profile id, this same id, okay. So it will send the user to here. Also, in the previous tutorial, as I told you that for the, when we were displaying the likes, I told you guys that we will also enable the user to click on someone's profile, and then we will navigate, or you can say send the user to that user profile. So for that, come here to the user adapter, and here on the user adapter, when we say that holder dot item view dot set on click listener, here you can see we have write this code which is for sending the user to the profile fragment. So first of all, we have already write that code, but if you click, then it will basically give you an error. I mean, it will crash the app, because here we have to add some condition, which is if is fragment. If this is fragment, then execute this code, which is to send the user to the profile fragment. Now we are ready to test the application, but before testing the application, this let me tell you, this user adapter is related to the search. That is, when a user search for someone, and from the search, if a user want to follow or unfollow someone, okay, then only for the notification will be added for that. We have to, I mean, if a user navigate to the profile page of that person and then click on the follow button, then we have to write this, I mean, the same function that we are writing here, okay. We have to do the same thing on the profile fragment. So just go to the profile fragment, and here when we say that when a user click on the follow button, if I show you, which is our, here we go, which is edit account settings button, okay, on the profile page. So if it is following, then first of all make sure to copy from the user adapter, copy the same function which is add notification, and then paste that function here first of all at the bottom, okay, and remove this parameter from it because we have already the profile ID here, which is the user ID, profile ID. And once you do that, the next thing is to just come here and where we click on the edit, which basically represent our follow and unfollow for the other users, I mean the button, which is this one, view edit account settings button. So in case when we are setting the value, when we set the value for it, so we are now going to call our add notification function here. Yeah, it is okay now. And let me just confirm this also. Save this if. So yeah, now we are ready to test the application. Let's just run it. So the application is running now successfully. Let's just go to the database. Okay, and here I'm logged in as Gia Parker. Here you can see it. And currently I'm following Muhammad Ali. So let's just start from the following. Now I'm going to unlike this post, okay, and let's just start from the following. We can just test it for the following. So I just write M, okay, I mean, if you click here first, let's just unfollow, okay. So now we are testing the following notification. Let's just click on follow, and here you can see notification, and it has been added successfully, okay, started following you. Now if you see, this is the person on which we click, that is this Muhammad Ali, okay. If you verify it, you can verify it from here, Muhammad Ali R7ZB, and user ID is the person who is now following Muhammad Ali, which is EN, the person who just clicked. I mean, I'm logged in now as Gia Parker, okay, and I click on Muhammad Ali. So hope you understand the scenario. Now this is from the search list. What if we navigate to the profile? Okay, let's just test that. Also, let's just remove this notification for now, okay, and I'm going to unfollow first. Now let's just navigate to the profile of Muhammad Ali, and if we click here, then from here it is also working. Here you can see it. Now the next thing is to test it for the like. So I'm going to like Muhammad Ali post, okay. Here you can see the second one is added, which is for the liked your post. This is the post ID LZ. You can verify it from the post node, okay, if you want. Here you can see it, LZ to I, which is this one here again, this post. Here you can see it. Also let's just like this post. Here you can see another child error inside the notification. And now let's just test the comment, that is if it is working for the comment or not. So this is good font, let's say, okay, and let's just publish, and here you can see notification has been added also alongside with that. Also let's just click on, I mean, add another comment on another post. Now these are the old ones, okay, the old comments. As you know that we just added the code for the notification in this tutorial, okay, so it will display only the notifications for this comments, I mean this one, this nice, okay, because this is the new comment, and the we write the backend for the notification in this tutorial, so only it will display notification for this new comment, which is nice. Now what we're going to do is let's just log out from here. I'm going to log out from your Parker account, and now let's just log in as Muhammad Ali, so that we can see that if the comments are working or not. Let's just log in and let's just go to the notifications, and here we go. Wow, this is incredible. So I mean, Parker started following you, Parker liked your post, commented this is good phone, and commented nice. So the new notification will appear here at the top. Now if we just click on this picture, okay, then it will send us to the full post, or you can say to the full picture. And the same is for the like. I mean, if you click anywhere on this item, it will redirect you to that post. Also, if you click on the Parker started following you, okay, here we have a bug. Reason for that is we commit a small mistake on the notification adapter. If you come back to a notification adapter, if a user click on any item on the notifications page, notification fragment, then here you can see for the post you are getting the post ID. For the profile ID, I mean, you do not change that. Really sorry for that. Okay, which is to get the get user ID. Okay, just pass the get user ID to it. So once you do that, the next thing is come here to the user adapter. I just remember one more thing. Let's just complete this thing so that from the next video we will start on the stories. Here you can see when we say inside our user adapter, inside the function which is on bind view holder. If fragment, then execute this code. Otherwise, intent m context comma and user to the main activity class dot java m context dot start activity for the intent, and we have to pass information alongside with that, which will be the publisher ID. Publisher ID user dot get UID. Now let's just run the application. So the app is running now successfully, and now let's just go to notification, and now if you click here, then it will navigate you to the profile page of Gia Parker. So yeah, I mean, that is incredible. Here you can see it. Which is the comments. Now here you can see it. So that is working really nice. That is incredible. And now if someone follow you, I mean, and you click on the profile, then it will navigate you to that page. While in case of like, if you click on anywhere in this item, it will navigate you to that post, and also for the comment. So yeah, that's it for this video, and in the next, from the next tutorial we will start working on the stories.